exit interview with the sixth boot of Conquest 5. Fabi, how are you doing?
Good. I'm excited for the final tribal council.
So, well, before we get to the final tribal council, we'll just jump in right to the start of the game. You joined the game. You're on one of the quieter tribes. You are one of the quieter individuals on the red tribe. How did you feel about the start of the game? Were you concerned that you might go home early?
Yeah, I thought in the beginning like I was pretty at the bottom of Priska's tribe, and I think I was a bit lucky that Madison was even more inactive than myself.
Yeah.
So she was an easy boot, and then the second vote, the Sherry vote, I was actually able to get Jen and Hodges to vote with me, and
Yeah. So this is where I started calling you the German Sandra, because going into that tribal council, everyone just assumed that like you were going to be the boot, and it was like that in the viewers' lounge for like 2 hours before tribal council.
yeah,
What did you say to Jen to get her to change her mind and vote Sherry out instead of you?
yeah. When we lost, I knew it would be probably me. So I talked first with everyone, and then Sherry told me it would be between her and myself. And then I went to Jen and Hodges and told them that I would be loyal to them and go to the end with them, and they can count on me, and they believed it.
Yeah. So why did you pick Sherry and not Devin?
I know. I think for me, Sherry came. Maybe it's because I saw her in a game where she competed as a villain, so she seemed very untrustworthy.
Okay.
So I brought up that argument to Jen and Hodges too.
Okay. So I think like obviously it worked out, and then so you survived the first two votes on Priscus. You're in a fairly good position because I'm assuming Devon might have gone next if your tribe had gone to tribal council again. You didn't. The swap happened, and you stay on Priscus. You're with Jen. What did you think about the new Priscus?
I think I immediately bonded with Christine. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was working with Christine since the beginning of the squad, so I had like Jen and Christine, and then I didn't know about Katie because she is super talkative and talks to everyone, and she seemed like
Is
I didn't
is
know.
that threat? Do you feel like maybe not threatened by that in a way? Did you think maybe she wasn't someone that you would want to
Yeah,
work with?
she was someone I would not give any names. Like if she would ask me who I would vote out or what I'm thinking, I would not give her any names because I was afraid she was just gonna tell everyone because she talks to
Okay.
everyone.
So would you say like you would just did you see her as untrustworthy with information basically?
Yeah,
Did she have
basically,
loose
yeah.
lips?
Yeah.
So well, you know what Sandra said about people with loose lips. Loose lips sink
It
ships.
fits, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So what about with Christy? There was Devon. How did you get along with Devon?
I did not talk much with Devin, and then when we lost the challenge, and we got all on call, everyone but Christy and Devin, because they told me Devin was throwing my name around, even to Jen, that I was the only possibility. So I was good with voting him out in the
Yeah.
end of this round.
So you just saw Devon as the easiest vote that round.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess it worked out that way. There was some accusations from Jen, at least, when you got to the jury, that Chris T had been throwing your name around that round. Do you
Yeah.
believe Jen? Where do you stand on that?
I think I believe Jen at this point because she also told me now after we left the game now in the jury that Christy was saying that it was mainly my idea to vote out Jen, which it kind of was, but yeah, I knew he would probably throw my name out so he wouldn't be the bigger threat.
Yeah. So Devon goes. You don't lose any more. Do you lose any? You don't lose any more players on the new Priscus. Where do you think the votes would have fallen had you gone to tribal council again?
Well, I'm pretty sure I would have had Jen and Chris, so I don't know, was wait, Dustin. I was actually trying to get Dustin out the whole time because when I met him first, I just something about him was shady to me. So I would have probably tried to get rid
Yeah,
of
but like, so
Dustin.
did you just not get along with Dustin?
He's not my type of person, I would say.
That's fair enough. So you survive to the merge. Congratulations. You make the merge. You have some previous connections with people on the other tribe coming into the merge. So what were your thoughts about Ricky and that side of the merge when you went into it?
Yeah. The thing with Ricky is I played only one survival game before, and that season I also played with Ricky, and he was kind of my coach. It was a coach's season. He was my coach the first 21 days, and then he got to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
And he was actually, I would say he was a part. I was getting voted out the first time I played.
Oh,
But
really?
yeah, but
So did
after,
you want revenge on him?
not really, because after we played, I mean, he didn't vote me out. Like, really, he just told everyone else to vote me out because I was the one who tried to keep the tribe together
Right.
after the swap. And no, but personally, I like Ricky, so I was not having any hard feelings.
What about the others? So there was Brandon Clark, there was Jason, and there was Chris W.
Um, Jason, I never really talked much to him because as soon as we went on the merge tribe, everyone was like, Jason's the first one to go. So I didn't want to talk too much to him. So
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like I'm working with him. But actually, looking back now, I think if he would have tried to talk to me because he wanted to get rid of Dustin, I would have been on board with that.
Mm-hmm. Well, obviously, you still had quite a high hill to climb, even if he had given you that name, because it was an 8-1 vote or something like that, or a
Yeah,
7-1 vote. I can't really remember.
It was.
So, do you think would you have tried hard to get Dustin out, or would you not have risked your game for Jason at that point?
I would have not tried hard, but like
you would have seen, you would have fished,
yeah, because
done something to see if there was any support.
because Jason also said there were some people that would have considered. I'm like Brandon was close to Jason. Like Brandon did not want to vote Jason, but he voted Jason out.
Yeah, I think like maybe if you'd, I think you could have got Chris T on board, and that would have given you 4, and then you would just need one more vote. I mean that could have been doable, but you vote out Jason. Nothing really happens. He doesn't approach you. You don't approach him. So obviously nothing could happen. Then the next vote, you do get your wish. You get rid of Dustin. What was that vote like? Because it was a dramatic vote from the viewer's perspective.
Yeah, well, I think it was Jem was in an alliance chat with Dustin, Ricky, and Katie.
Did you know all this previously?
Yeah, she told me that.
Did she tell you as soon as she was in that, or did she tell it this? Did she give you this information as she decided she wanted to vote Dustin out?
I think she didn't tell me right away. I think she waited a bit. Like she told me, like the round she wanted Dustin out, that she was added to the chat, and then and then Dustin told her that he's gonna distance himself from David, and then David told everyone that Dustin had the idol, and that's when Jen was.
And you were ecstatic to vote Dustin out, I assume.
Yeah, I was okay with that.
You celebrated. So that was a big blindside. Were you not concerned about blindsiding Ricky and Katie because you maybe had a connection there with them, or were you like, this is still good for my game?
Yeah, I thought keeping Ricky around like in the beginning wouldn't be that bad. I would say because I talked a lot with Ricky, not so much with Katie, but I thought he would not vote me out like right away when he gets the chance. So I thought I could keep him also around
Better
for
to
my
keep
game.
him than Dustin. Okay, so you're following the Dustin vote. You're in the majority. You and Chris T decide to flip on that majority and take out your closest ally. Was that a hard decision? Why did you decide to do that? Well, I'm not sure. Wait, I'll just backtrack on that. I'm not sure if she was the closest ally, but you'd been together all the game anyway.
The thing was, she was actually the person who gave me the reason to get rid of her, because when the Dustin vote happened, and Dustin and Katie were talking to me this whole round. And then Jen told me they didn't talk to me because they just thought I would do whatever Jen is telling me to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew I need to get rid of her sooner or later, because if I make it to
you couldn't go to the end with someone who people perceived as carrying into the end. And I think it was a really good move. I think it was an even. It was
I think I made.
It was a really good move for you. So I give you a lot of credit for that move.
I think I did it one round too soon.
Too soon. Do you think you would have been able to get Jen out the next round?
I think I know I would have, like, I didn't know because I didn't tell David and Brandon about it, but they said they would have gotten rid of Jen final 6, so it was
well, you don't know. They could just be saying that because they were on the bottom at that point. So you get rid of Jen. You're in the commanding position, and then it's the Chris W vote.
Oh no, it was first Chris W and then Jen.
Oh shit! Yeah, so we totally forgot that. Why did you wanted to keep Ricky around, and I guess you didn't want to vote Katie either. Did you tell Ricky about that vote?
Well, I wouldn't mind to would have voted Katie, but Chris W apparently talked to David about that he's voting him out, so everyone in that alliance got paranoid about an idol or something, so they just switched the vote and was okay with that.
Was that something you were happy with, to get rid of Chris W over Katie?
I think I didn't really care about who of those two would go. And yeah, so, I told Ricky, like, he just asked me if it's me, I should tell him. I told him it's Katie, and then when they switched the votes like 3 minutes before tribal, I just told them that they switched to Chris W. I told him.
Okay, so he knew in that tribal council he wasn't going home, but it's not like he knew all day that he wasn't going home.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so, I mean, that was a pretty good performance by Ricky in that tribal council, because I think if I hadn't been privy to the information that you guys were voting Chris W, I would have believed that Ricky was going home. So you get rid of him, and then you get rid of Jen. No, that was after. Wait, yeah, you get rid of Jen after that, and then is that final 6 by that point?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is your exit round. Do you think, like, from your point of view, did Brandon Clark trick you, or did you essentially vote yourself out?
I think I voted myself out because.
Did you go Tyson?
Yeah, because I thought about, before even the Jen vote was done, I thought about in final 6, if Jen is out, it would be the best to split the votes.
Yeah.
Just in case of this conquest thing, because I had no idea that Christy had it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you kept that very, like, secretive. Did you not suspect Brandon might flip on you?
Not really, because I thought we split the votes. I talked with Brendan after the vote, and he told me no hard feelings, it's just a game. And I was just so focused on splitting the votes that I did not see that coming.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, I think there's a lot of sense in taking out a duo before the final immunity challenge, because they're obviously going to be taking each other to the end. You don't want someone who's not going to take you to the end still in it. So, I mean, the vote split makes sense, but well, obviously it didn't work out, unfortunately. Do you think it was a bad move by Brandon to do that? Do you think it would have been better do you think he would have made the end if he hadn't have split the vote? I mean, I've taken you out, sorry.
I think if we would have voted out Ricky that round at final 6, because that's what they wanted to do. In the final 5, it was not my plan to take Brandon to the end, so I don't think it was a bad move for him.
Who did you want to take to the end?
I wanted to go to the end with David and Christy.
So John has said a few times that you were playing for a final 2. Did you actually think it was going to be a final 2?
I wasn't sure, but I didn't know if it was final three or two, but I was kind of more playing for final two. That's right. But if
You
final
David
three
at
would
the end.
be David and Christy, if it would have been a final three.
So, do you think now that you're in the jury, you've seen how the jury feels about certain players? Do you think you might have beaten Christy and David if you'd gotten to the end?
I I think I could have. I know Jen told me she would have voted for me if I made it to the end.
Yeah, I think like if
This,
your split vote had worked, I think you probably would have played one of the best strategical games
yeah,
this season.
I think
Uh,
Ricky would have respected it too. He would have voted for me if I would
yeah,
have
so
gone
you would have
with.
had a good chance at like probably 2 votes at least going into it, and then you would only have to win over 1 or 2 more to win the whole thing. And that, I mean, you could do that.
Yeah,
I think like a lot of people might not give you the viewers lounge will give you the credit. I'm not sure if some of the people in the actual game will see how
I
good a
wouldn't
game you
have.
played.
I wouldn't have gone past him so because he thinks I
Hmm.
didn't do anything by myself.
No, well, you got rid of Jen, so I don't see how they can say that you didn't do anything by yourself. So what was I going to say? So, like, how did you have a good time playing Conquest? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was like the beginning was hard because no one talked very much, and I was at the bottom. But beginning with the swap, I enjoyed it. Also talking to people about non-game related stuff, like where they're from, what they're doing,
Yeah.
because those are people I will never meet probably in my life because they
Uh-huh.
are on the
I
other
think
side.
I think also like a lot of people like they don't playing orgs as a European. Like your time zone is even worse than my time zone. It's really hard to be on the same amount of time as everyone else is when these calls are happening late on
Yeah,
in America, which is like the middle of the night, like 4 a.m. for us or 5 a.m. or some ridiculous time. So it is really hard playing from the European. I think you like played probably I would say the best strategical game up until that vote split. So I'm going to go into some quick fire questions now, and then
okay.
we'll just answer them. One sec. Okay, so who are you going to vote for in the final tribal council? Do you think?
I have honestly no idea because my vote is I'm not going to be like bitter like some other people on the jury who's not going to vote for Christie because he was a douchebag to them. So my vote is pretty up for grabs. I will see what happens at tribal council.
Who do you think? Is there anyone who's like slightly ahead of the
I
others
have
right now?
yeah, I have slightly preference voting Ricky just because he played me so well the whole time.
Hmm. Yeah, I think this final three. I think I can. I'd be happy if any of them won, to be honest. So I'm excited to see the final tribal council. I think whoever does the best performance in it's got a decent shot.
Yeah.
Um, who do you least want? Well, I guess because you're kind of. Is there anyone who's going to struggle to get your vote the most?
No, my vote I wouldn't vote for anyone if they convince me.
Okay, cool. What's going to be your final? Can we get a sneak peek of your jury question?
You can have wait, I created it. It's part of it's a game. I have yet to come up with a name. The moment I call it jury question roulette, they can choose their question themselves by picking the numbers.
Oh my god, I love it.
And since I'm the second last to ask the question because Brandon goes first and then how this goes and then like
Yeah.
and I thought because there are some people coming before me, they would probably be pretty harsh to some people.
Yeah.
I thought I'm just gonna
Lighten the mood a bit.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's great. So, I'm just going to get you a list right now, and it's sixth place Survivor finishes. Just to double check, you did come sixth, right? You came sixth.
But
So, I'm going to send you a link on Skype.
okay.
And it's sixth place Survivor finishes. And I'm going to ask you, which Survivor that came sixth place do you think you most played like this game in Conquest?
Oh, okay. Oh god, this is not easy. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, definitely not Brandon.
Brandon, wait, Brandon Hunt.
Yeah,
Let me have a look. Let me think of who I would give you.
yeah, I would.
I don't know. There's not many sixth place finishers that seem to have played a super strategic game. Oh my, Brenda, maybe she played quite strategically. This is hard.
I think John played very strategically, but
John Mishk.
yeah, because he was
Yeah, I can see
also
John Misk. Yeah,
because he was seeing Jacqueline where it's deciding votes every round almost.
yeah, I can see. Yeah, John. Yeah, that's a good one. We'll give you John Misk. So, would you, if you were asked, play Conquest again in a returning season?
If I would play again,
Yeah, yeah. Would you play again if you were asked?
yeah, I would. I would not even think about it. I would play it every time again.
Awesome. So, what theme would you think would suit you? So, second chances, all stars, fans versus favorites.
Well, if that's true, that I was
I think you had good
kind of
support. Like, there's some good Fabi support. If you got to the end, I can see a lot of people rooting for you to have won. I can definitely see fans versus favorites.
Yeah, I thought if that's true, that I was a fan viewer's favorite, and probably fans versus favorites.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm down for a Fabi return. So hopefully we see that in the future. Okay. I'm looking forward to your final tribal council questions. Is anything like what? Just before we go, what's your one thing you would have changed if you could change one thing about your game?
Voting Ricky out at Final Seven, and no, voting Katie out at Final Seven instead of Jen, and
Then flipping on
getting
Jen
Jen.
one round later.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it could have worked out. Unfortunately, it didn't. Thanks a lot for doing this exit interview, Fabi. I hope to see you around in the alumni chat
Yeah.
in the future. Cheers. Bye, guys.
Bye.